Brett Okamoto with UFC President Dana White ahead of UFC 234. We are in Melbourne, Australia. Dana is fresh off the plane, as I understand. Yeah, like 10 minutes ago he was on the tarmac. Is that right?
Yeah, came straight here from the flight. Yeah, I'm a little loopy right now.
16-hour flight. How do you pass the time other than, of course, reading Brett Okamoto articles on ESPN?
Yeah, I took a sleeping pill and knocked out the whole flight. So, yeah.
Well, I'm excited to talk to you about these top two fights in particular, UFC 234. Let's start with the main event, Robert Whittaker versus Kelvin Gastelum. And to me, and I know you've been saying this week, Rob is one of the top pound-for-pound fighters in the world, doesn't always get the recognition for it. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, well, he's not one of these guys that'll go out and do all the PR we ask him to do. He actually isn't a big fan of doing PR. He's just one of those guys that, you know, his work is going to have to speak for itself as he keeps knocking guys off. You look at the people that he's beat to get here, very impressive, and the Romero fights were awesome. So it takes a little bit longer for some people than others, especially when, you know, you don't do that type of work.
And I feel like when these guys get a chance to fight in their home country, sometimes that can really elevate them as well. Like I remember Conor McGregor fought Diego Brandao in Ireland, and Diego Brandao not a big name, you know, necessarily, but just that scene really rose Conor McGregor. Do you think the same thing could happen for Whittaker this weekend?
100%. When you have a guy who, you know, has the potential to be a superstar or as a world champion, you always have to fight him in their hometown. Absolutely.
The narrative on Kelvin Gastelum is that he's always the overlooked guy. He's always the underdog. Do you buy into that? Is this a guy that you, over the course of his career, have thought, oh yeah, Kelvin Gastelum's a good fighter, but I'm not necessarily expecting this guy to be a star or face of a division for me?
People didn't expect him to win the Ultimate Fighter. People didn't expect him to beat Jacare Souza. You know, it's a fact. He is that guy. You know, and he's another one that's just going to have to keep proving people wrong.
Did you put this main and co-main event together strategically? You know, it seems like a middleweight showcase. Was that by plan, or was it just kind of the timing that worked out? What was the thought process behind that?
Definitely the timing. I mean, you know, everything with the fights is about timing. Yeah, and this is how it worked out. It couldn't have been better.
When you get in a room with Israel Adesanya, you have a plan. He apparently has a different plan of where things want to go. What is it like, you know, sitting down and talking with this kid about the direction he wants his career to go?
I love guys like that. I love guys that are that confident and guys that want to go after the best. On the flip side, Anderson Silva, too. You know, if you look at Anderson Silva and where he is in his career right now, for him to say, you know, I want to win a world title again. I love that. You know, I respect it so much, and yeah. So this was actually an easy show to make.
Everybody is talking about Izzy as if he's already won the fight, honestly. The betting odds are very much in his favor. But you as the promoter, you know how this sport works. Is there any chance that this is too much for the guy, that Anderson Silva, even at 42, that this is a little too much for Izzy in his 5th fight in the UFC?
What people need to learn, I just had a guy out there, it's like, oh, this card's top heavy. Oh, stop. Come on, we've been doing this for 20 years now. You know what I mean? Don't talk about a card until the card's over, and you don't know how any fight is going to go in this sport until the fight is over. This isn't boxing. You can't predict exactly how it's going to go and who's going to win, because you never know.
What do you think of those betting odds? I know you're a Vegas guy, obviously.
What are they?
Izzy is close to a 7-1.
Oh, my God.
Anderson Silva is a bigger underdog in this fight than he was when he fought Daniel Cormier at UFC 200 on 3 days' notice, 2 months after getting his gallbladder removed. He's a bigger underdog in this fight. What do you think of that?
That's ridiculous. Anderson Silva has never been a 7-1 dog in his entire career, and he's definitely not now. That's madness. Yeah, that's crazy.
Why do you think Anderson Silva still wants a belt at this point? You say you love it, and of course everybody can get behind that, but why do you think this guy still needs that at 42?
Because he's a competitor. He's a competitor who still feels he has something, and obviously he's got something to prove to the odds makers and to a lot of the fans out there who would make him a 7-1 underdog.
I haven't had an opportunity to talk to you really since Nevada ruled on Conor and Khabib, and the one thing I really wanted to get your opinion on was Khabib is out for 9 months, could be 6, could be back by April if he does the public service announcement. He's saying that he doesn't want to fight again until November. Are you okay with that, or what are your conversations like with Khabib right now?
I haven't talked to Khabib, but you know, we'll get it figured out. I don't know what he wants or what he's looking for right now. We haven't even tried, but we'll get it figured out.
If that were to turn out the case, that this guy's like, I want the time, I want to respect my teammates, I don't want to fight before they fought, would that create a need for an interim title, do you think, if that were to happen?
Yeah, it probably would. It probably would. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Okay. I'm not going to answer. I haven't heard Khabib say any of that. He hasn't said that to me. So when I hear these things that come back from reporters or fans or whatever, oh, I heard this and that, I haven't heard that. So he hasn't said that to me. So you know, we'll deal with it when we deal with it.
Conor was at the Super Bowl cheering on Tom Brady. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
And
he had his mini-me with him, dressed exactly like him.
He did. Looking sharp in a purple outfit, if I do say so myself.
He can pull that off. I could never pull off a purple suit.
You were not at the Super Bowl, right?
No.
Any correspondence with Conor since the Nevada hearing?
No, have not. I haven't talked to either one of those two.
Perfect world, when would you like to see him come back and against who?
This summer.
Against who?
Listen, him and Cowboy want to fight. I'm cool with that.
How, is Cowboy willing to sit out and wait for that answer? Because, you know, historically, the guy always likes to get back in there pretty quickly.
I don't know the answer to that question either. I don't know.